How you going, people? Day 14, Karen Reed trial. This witness, I haven't watched them all yet, but when I got to this part, this is pretty damning information for Miss Innocent Karen Reed, his testimony. So Karen Reed called his wife at 5 a.m. This is 3 or 4 hours after they were seen out front of the house where he was found dead. And Karen Reed says, last time I saw him was at the waterfall, which is not true because they saw him in a car together. And he just confirms this.
What, if anything, occurred to you in reference to that?
In reference to her saying she last saw him at the waterfall, I then told my wife, what are you talking about? I thought she was crazy.
And why was that?
Because I saw her vehicle. I saw the black SUV arrive to the 34 Fairview that morning.
You had overheard the conversation from Mr. O'Keefe to your wife the night previous, correct?
That's correct.
And so what happened then?
I told my wife, what are you talking about? Who she was at?
It's not what you said to your wife.
All right, sorry.
It's hard. Ask the question, Mr. Lilly, so that he can answer it properly.
So your wife made some phone calls in your presence, correct?
Yes, she did.
And following those phone conversations, what, if any, other conversations did she have with the defendant?
There were multiple calls. I don't recall what calls were made, what time, but the next call, we were informing the defendant that, wait, we saw your car. We saw you come to 34 Fairview. You guys were there. And I heard the response of, I don't remember. I don't remember going there.
Ouch. That's a problem. But Rick, the conspiracy, and they sold the dog, and they sold the house, and people. Crappy investigation does not mean the suspect is innocent. A possible conspiracy doesn't mean that the suspect is innocent. I get that people want to possibly believe that there was other things, and there may have been other things, and there's a grand jury, and there's a lot of ifs and buts and coconuts, but that doesn't change the fact she was the last person to be with him, and now she's already lying that she wasn't with him at the house until she got caught, and now she's saying, I don't remember. Those aren't good. Okay, so this witness is finally done. The defense tried to trick him. The defense is very irritating to me. Asking the same question 1,000 ways. They keep referring to previous testimony. Look, for people that's never testified, I mean, I would write police reports and wouldn't testify on that police report for a year and a half later. And I don't remember the layout of the house, or was there food in the kitchen or in the refrigerator, or what food The defense will always try and ask questions to get the witness to say, I don't know, or I don't recall. And that way they can kind of imply that the witness wasn't very clear and his memory wasn't good and he couldn't recall. And when he testified, he said, I couldn't recall over 3 or 4 times. That's a lawyer BS trick. Now, in this case, the defense kept referring to his other testimony and trying to confuse it to the right and left of the house. And I thought the defense looked like an ass. I thought this witness was pretty good. At one point, this guy kind of laughed, like, because he was frustrated with the bullshit and he couldn't get angry because he's on the stand. And as soon as he kind of smiled, and I've seen this many times, the defense loves to, in front of the jury, to go, oh, you're laughing. Do you think this is funny? They love to chastise the witness. The prosecution should object immediately, saying it's irrelevant. That's not, relevant information to what he's trying to find here. But they normally don't. But he gets to kind of chastise the witness and throw you off and kind of embarrass you and shake you up. And then he'll start rapid firing questions again while you're shook up. I think the defense didn't do anything to change anybody's mind about anything. There is a little discrepancy on whether or not the Jeep was there when Karen and them showed up. Now the defense is saying since nobody saw him in the car, he was never in the car. They're not covering, was she there? Did she drop him off? None of that's being questioned. The only thing they're trying to do is poke holes with a big conspiracy. To me, it's not flying. Obviously, a lot of my viewers from the comments believe it, and you can believe what you want. All right, wait for the next witness. Okay, so this is the girl that is friends with the suspect, Karen. They talked, and she just testified that Karen shared with her at the bar that she was frustrated with John, and all they ever fight about are the kids. Not real good for the big conspiracy theory, but So this witness just testified that when Karen called her at 4 in the morning, that Karen said they had a fight and she was yelling and screaming and uncontrollable. Again, the more I hear these witnesses, the more she is suspect and the less I believe this conspiracy stuff. So now she just justified that they had a fight. Could I have hit him? Could I have hit him? And then she broke her taillight. This is very consistent with a guilty party trying to justify and rationalize what's going on and making up excuses when they're in a panic, which usually sounds kind of crazy, which this does.
Yes, I get in touch with Karen again, and I say, Karen, we saw you outside of my sister's.
And what was her response to that?
She told me that she didn't remember going there, and then she started yelling, Jen, and then she was saying, did I hit him? Could I have hit him? And then she proceeded to say that she had a cracked taillight.
And this is while you're still in your home and you're in your bed, correct?
Correct.
And what was your response to that?
I thought she was honestly like just talking crazy. And then she said, oh my God, I left him there. Like she was extremely irrational. She said that, told me again that they had gotten into a fight. So now she was just kind of all over the place, just screaming. She was very hard to understand. So my brain started going, okay, well, if she left him there, where could he be? Who could he be with?
That's some pretty damaging testimony. And this girl also said in her testimony that she liked Karen. They were friends. They both have MS, and she considered her a friend and a nice lady. And now she just gave this statement. Not looking good for the poor innocent victim that did nothing wrong, but we'll see. So now Karen shows up to her house and repeats that could I have hit him? We have to go to Fairview. So she returns to the scene of the crime. Yeah, that never happens in murder scenes.
And what, if anything, was she saying?
It was more of the, Jen, did I hit him? And then she would yell, did I hit him? Could I have hit him? And then she was yelling, we have to go to Fairview.
And in addition to Ms. Reed...
Well, that's odd. Why would she want to go back to Fairview? Could I hit him? Could I have hit him? Well, I'm sure she's innocent and it's a big conspiracy. Here we go.
Leave Karen. I told Karen that I was going to drive her car because I didn't want her driving because she was hysterical. So we got in her car, and then Kerry Roberts called Karen. And then Karen was screaming and, saying that she had cracked her taillight. We need to go to Fairview. Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? And then she would just scream our names. Kerry was telling her to shut up, that we needed to just go back to John's and we'll drive in one car and let's go to John's. Maybe he's there and he's passed out and you didn't see him.
What happened?
Karen brings us to the back of the car and she says, look, see, I have a cracked taillight.
And where on the vehicle was she directing yourself and Ms. Roberts' attention to?
The back right.
So passenger side, rear part of the vehicle.
Yes.
And when you looked at that area of the vehicle, what could you see at that?
I saw that there were missing pieces, but there was also snow covering it. And Karen was screaming, look, look, and then Kerry was screaming back at her. It was very chaotic, so I didn't stare in depth, but what I can tell you is I saw missing pieces from the taillight.
And at some point, about how long a period of time is this that you're out in Mr. O'Keefe's driveway looking at the cracked taillight?
Not long, because then Kerry's, yelling at her, telling her she's crazy and that she was driving around drunk and she could have hit anything, and kind of rushes us to go into the house.
Oops. Driving around drunk. Could I have hit him? Broken tail light. I dropped him off. I wasn't there. I don't remember. Oh, I forgot. 15 agencies, EMT, and everyone else got together and are lying and framing this poor innocent girl. Yeah, okay. This is interesting.
You went at least peeked into John's bedroom, is that right?
Yes.
What, if anything, did you note about the bed when you looked?
It was made.
And so then you go into Kaylee.
So if she went home after dropping him off and the kids were there by themselves, she didn't sleep in a bed. Where did she sleep, and why didn't she go home with the kids if she couldn't find John, or if she didn't know John wasn't home? The bed being made kind of proves that John never went back to the house and slept in a bed, but it also proves that Karen didn't go sleep in a bed and wake up and suddenly realize that John was missing. But if she doesn't take the stand, we don't get to ask any of these questions. This witness is definitely the most damaging to my poor client, is innocent and did nothing wrong.
When you left Meadow.
We were going to Fairview.
Why were you going
Because Karen kept screaming, we need to go to Fairview.
Now, who was he aware of the vehicle?
Kerry was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and Karen was in the back. It was hard to see out the window. You really had to be kind of staring out. It was dark. Approximately 10 minutes.
During the drive from Meadows Ave to Fairview, what's going on inside the car over the course of that?
Karen is in between us, like from the back, kind of pushing up in between Harry and myself. And she's just screaming, Harry, Harry, her name over and over, my name over and over, and repeating certain phrases. Could I hit him? Did I hit him? Harry is yelling at her to shut up, to sit back, to buckle up, to look for John.
And while this is going on, what anything to do with Roberts in front?
She's slowly driving and I'm just peering out the window.
Uh-oh. And here's motive. She thinks he's with a girl that he previously dated and gets more upset in the car. Oh no. And she finds the body. How ironic.
The vehicle on the driver's side or the passenger side?
The driver's side.
And as you approach that area where trees and the flagpole and the fire hydrant were, what if anything happens then?
We drive past the flagpole area, and all of a sudden Karen starts screaming, there he is, and she's banging to get out.
And banging on the door in the backseat?
Yes.
And at the time that she's saying this, were you able to see anything outside of the vehicle?
I saw nothing.
And what, if anything, when she's banging and kicking the door, banging on the door?
So nobody could see it but the person that killed him. I mean, the last person the innocent person that is being framed.
Or what did Miss Roberts do?
Miss Roberts unlocked the door. Karen got out. Miss Roberts looked at me and said something like, she's crazy or she's batshit crazy, something like that.
And when the defendant gets out of the vehicle, where is it that she goes?
She just runs.
And runs with?
Straight to John.
And again, when she's running, at this point in time, can you see what she's running toward or where she's going or anything that she's talking about?
I was on the passenger side, so as I got out, she was already at John.
So she gets out and essentially makes a beeline over to where John was?
Correct.
And you're getting out of the passenger side, and by the time you come around the car, she's already there?
Yes.
And when she gets over there, could you...
Not looking good for Miss Innocent. Well, that's odd. When Karen jumps out of the car and runs over to him, she immediately lifts her shirt and his shirt and lays on top of him. Well, that sure would help explain if she had any blood or broken glass on her later, because she could explain that away, that I was trying to save him and keep him warm. How many people jump out of a car and immediately pull their shirt up and a dead guy's shirt up and lay on him? Sounds fishy.
Come around the car, she's already there?
Yes.
And when she gets over there, what if anything could you see at that point?
She straddles John and she lifts up his shirt, and then she lifted up her shirt and went to lay on him. And Miss Roberts went over and she was removing the snow from his face. And
here is what the body or the Canton police dash cam, when he arrives, the snowy conditions and the people over here. How did she know exactly where to go here? I don't know why.
I'm just going to give her a play this for...
So they're showing this video of when they found her boyfriend dead. This is the suspect here. It's chaotic in the police. And let's look at her behavior in a courtroom.
Now, Ms. McCabe,
she looks very traumatized by reliving the moment she found her dead boyfriend. Just saying.
Just take it back to when you arrived there. Kid and Ms. Reed goes over to Mr. O'Keefe. Ms. Roberts, what is it that you were doing at that time?
I got out of the car and...
after the officer arrives, what happened then?
He was trying to figure out what had happened. Karen just ran around screaming, my name, Kerry's name. Is he dead? Is he dead? It was on repeat. Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? More officers started to arrive. The EMTs, they began to work on him.
Now, I've been getting beat up in the comments, which is okay. And everybody told me nobody heard her ever say that she hit him. This lady has testified. She not only said it once, she said it when she called him, she said it when she showed up at the house, and she said it when they found the dead body. And yet, I'm still getting lots of comments saying, she never said that, there's only one EMT, it's a conspiracy, he's making it up, they got him to lie, there's a grand jury. Come on, people. This is a pretty simple case. It's not rocket science here. And now we have her saying she hit him to the EMT. Not that I could have hit him. When they asked what happened, she said I hit him.
One EMT had asked, his name, his age, things like that. If she knew what happened, Miss Reed stated that she hit him. Besides running around saying, I hit him, did I hit him, could I have done this, is he dead, is he dead? At one point, one of the police officers put Miss Reed in the back of her cruiser, and he asked for myself to go over with her, and Carrie came over with us as well.
This is a good day for the prosecution.
Information, things like that. You indicated that the defendant said, I hit him, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that something that you said once or more than once?
3 times. I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
Now, before you had made reference to statements she made with sort of qualifiers or questions as far as could I have hit him or did I hit him? Is that what she said at that time when she was speaking to the paramedic?
No, earlier it was could I, did I. When she spoke to the paramedic, it was crystal clear, I hit him.
And here's where the Google search comes in about hypothermia.
What was going on?
We were in the back of the police cruiser. Karen was sitting in there. I kind of scooched myself in. Miss Roberts came over. Karen grabbed our hands. She asked us to pray. She looked at her hands and she had blood. She asked us if she could have gotten her period. We told her no, that was John's blood. Then she said, what if he's dead? Promise me you'll take care of the kids. Someone's going to take care of the kids. Then we prayed. Then at the end, they were moving John, and at that point, Karen told Carrie, go over, look, is he dead, is he dead, is he dead, over and over, and Carrie said, I'll go over and check on him, and she was yelling, are they working on him? And then at that point, she grabbed my hands, and she said, Google hypothermia, Google how long it takes to die in the cold. And so I had my phone out, and it was cold, and my hands were frozen, and I have MS, and I took my phone out while she was screaming and shaking my arm, and I attempted to Google how long does it take to die in the cold.
Okay, so the prosecution finished up with this witness, and this is the most damaging, and this is a great witness because she's friends. She talked good about Karen, and everything she said Karen said leads to Karen's guilt. The defense has not had their bite at her. The defense has to discredit her, and is going to be very hard. The defense is going to get to interview her Tuesday morning because they're closed on Monday. So Tuesday morning, they only got a half day. And I guarantee you that the defense is going to go after her longer than a half day. So I doubt if they will finish with her Tuesday. But Tuesday should be interesting if you want to watch the defense. They have to discredit her because she is the most credible and most incriminating information and witness to their client. All right, we'll end that there for day 14, Karen retrial.